Do I have to make one? I know it's going to be a really tough basketball game. I've been keeping up with Coach Caldwell and her style of play since she was at Division II Glenville State a couple years ago when they won a national title, and then to see what they were able to do at Marshall, I knew it was only going to intensify coming here with the level of players that they had returning, plus what she was able to bring in. So really tough. We were thin tonight. Not that it would have made any difference. I'm just saying it was thin in terms of they were just rotating, and that's what they do. They wear you down, makes it super difficult. The press was extremely difficult to navigate a lot of the night, and then even when we got defensive rebounds and we thought we had to stop, they were able to get in there and create some turnovers. So 43 turnovers on the evening, I think is what we had, and so they created a lot of those. Really, really tough for us to get anything going offensively, and I think it's just going to be their style of play that's going to be different. It's a different situation this time when we played them with the press, and they kept it up for a majority to about the last 5 minutes, and I can appreciate that because we need to, don't take it off of us. Go ahead and keep pressing us, see if we can do better, whether it's our starters or it's the bench.
All right, questions for Coach? Back.
Coach Mincey, you probably have some of the best insight in, 14 seasons you're entering into play in Tennessee. Just, you played every variation of Tennessee. What makes this team different besides just that style of play?
I think this is the fourth Lady Ball coach I've coached against, and I knew this was going to be a potential for the score to be this way, simply because the way that Coach Caldwell allows them to play from an offensive perspective. They were taking threes, quick threes, getting in one-on-one matchups, which is really difficult for us. But they were 19 of 48 from the three. But they were shooting them with super confidence because that's what she wants them to do, and there's not that consequence of that was a terrible shot. It's not. I don't see them coming down and wanting to run tons of sets. It's a free-flowing offense, and when you have the players, and it appears she does, at least for tonight's game, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch, something obviously for us all to keep up with. In the past, I can remember one game we played Coach Warlick, and she had about 5 players suspended or something, and they only had about 7 players. Tonight, it was not that way. It was tons of people rotating in and out, and it really exhausted our players with the system that they had with the substitution pattern.
Coach, you just touched on it briefly there, but what specifically is it about the substitution pattern that makes it tough for you to kind of deal with?
Well, matchups are one thing, I guess. You would automatically think about the fatigue factor. In this game, I think it was close to how she would do it at Glenville State, to where I don't know how many trips up and down the court we went, and then there was 5 at the scorer's table, and as soon as they subbed in, now you're having to, we were playing man, it's getting matchups and that kind of thing, and the one thing that we do know is when you're playing that style, it requires a deep bench, and it requires being able to substitute that much, because when you're running around in a man-to-man run and jump the way they are, it fatigues you really bad on their side as well. But when you have the deep bench and you keep rotating people, it never stops. But more than anything, it's the offensive pressure, getting it down the floor quickly, not letting us get our defense set. It's a real challenge to guard the system, and we've even tried to guard them. We played at Glenville State last year where she started the system, and that pressure on our defense was just as much as the pressure when they were picking us up in the backcourt.
Any questions for Lindsey or Jen? Back.
For both players, I think you're from Knoxville and Maryville. You've been here before. This is not a new environment to you, but is it still special to come back? And then I know a lot of times Coach has said this too, y'all are Tennessee fans unless you're playing Tennessee. Is this a team that you kind of keep up with too?
I definitely think it's special, getting to play in front of your friends and just local people that can come and see you who can't come and see you in other games when we travel. And yeah, we keep up with them. I think it's interesting just to watch them in general, and then watch the tournament and see how far they go as well.
Yeah. This is actually my first time playing here, and it was really special just to be able to have all my friends and family come, because my last school, it was about 2 hours away, so a lot of those people haven't gotten to watch me play yet in my college career. So that was really special. And, you know, I think everyone around here is kind of just a Tennessee fan. It's just the culture. It's just the lifestyle. So, like, even our fans, you know, like, it was cool to watch us play in this environment. So, yeah.
That's right, you came from Tennessee Tech?
Yes, ma'am.
But you're from Knoxville,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay.
All right, any more questions? Right here.
Coach, I'm sure the score is not, you know, what you would have wanted tonight, but what are the benefits of seeing a defensive pressure like this, you know, early in the season and, you know, going against tough competition like this?
Well, you know, typically, we're not the type of team that can get pressed. I mean, we don't have issues being pressed when we're playing in the Division II level and even lower D1. This was just it's a different animal, and I think that Coach Caldwell and her staff they've done a really good job and kind of perfected a way of being able to press to where it gives you a lot of issues. And you know, when you have 55 on the top of the press with our long arms, I mean, sometimes when we got the ball in quickly, we were able to break the press with our point guard, Torrey Rutherford, but then it only takes, if you mess with it for a second or two and you bobble it or mishandle it, and they start to squeeze that trap, it makes things really difficult because they bring offside defenders over, and it's just a nightmare. It's really hard to break it. But seeing this, we won't see anything like it the rest of the year. And that's the cool thing about coming and playing Tennessee. It always has been. It's trying to prep for what they're going to throw at us. And then we get back to Division II, we won't have any issues, and it won't be a problem moving forward with really anybody that wants to try to press.
All right. Is that it from everybody? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.